You may be seated. Bishut Rabbanim, with the permission of the rabbis. So I want to share with you this morning a passage that some of you may know about from the Talmud. It's in Masechet Kiddushin 29a, and it goes like this. Our rabbis taught the father is bound in respect of his son to circumcise, redeem, teach him Torah, take a wife for him, and teach him a craft. Some say to teach him to swim too. So I ask you to give me a pass on gender this morning. I appreciate that. It's quoted by the Talmud, so please, nowadays we would have phrased it differently. Maybe it is mandatory for parents to do the circumcision or baby naming, pidyon haben, zeved abat, to teach Torah, help them in the marriage, get education, a professional career, and last thing is, some people may say, they may add, to teach them how to swim. So please, I appreciate if you give me a pass on that. So I'd like to share with you one experience that I had when I was about 7 or 8 years old, more or less, because I don't exactly recall. So my parents tried to teach me how to swim, and they partially succeeded. So let's say I can float, okay? More or less, it's just the beginning. But when I was growing up and taking swimming lessons, there was a rumor that the pool where I was learning had acquired a special chemical. That special product would turn the color of the water into red around any children who will do number 1 in the pool. That was a rumor. I don't know if you heard that rumor also or not, but anyway, that was very popular in my days. If you did number 1 around you, it will turn red. So everybody was frightened. And I had nightmares with that pool, with the chemical, and also with number 1 too. But anyway, and you may say, Rabbi, speaking about that from the Bima. Well, it's not me. I learned it from the Torah. And you're supposed to say, really? Yes. So in Exodus chapter 7, verse 15, I'm going to quote. Hashem says to Moses, go to Pharaoh in the morning. Behold, he's going to go forth to the water, and you shall stand opposite him on the bank, on the other side of the Nile. So here is a question. Why Hashem tells to Moshe to go and meet Pharaoh when he is taking a bath in the Nile on the other side of the Nile? So go and meet Pharaoh. Why doesn't Hashem tells Moses, go and with Pharaoh, meet with Pharaoh in Starbucks on downtown Cairo? Why on the other side of the Nile? Why on that moment that Pharaoh is taking a bath? So Rashi says the following. Line kavav. So he she'aya ose atzmo Eloah. I'm reading in Hebrew, just in case you do not distinguish between my English and my Hebrew. Beomer she'eino tzarich l'nkavav u'mashkim beyotze lanilos ve'ose sham tzrachav. Rashi says, behold, he's going forth to the water. And Rashi is going to explain, what does it mean he's going to the water? Pharaoh goes there to relieve himself, for he had consecrated himself as a god and said that he did not need to relieve himself. So early in the morning, he went out to the Nile, and there he could perform his needs. Okay? Rashi, quoting the Midrash, says that Pharaoh thought about himself as God, and if you are a god, unlike human being, gods do not have basic needs. In a nutshell, they don't do number 1 and number 2. So since Pharaoh was trying to hide that, he went very early in the morning to take a bath, and then he made his necessities early in the morning in the Nile. And one who does not have the basic needs can feel omnipotent, almighty. And this is what Pharaoh wanted. So about Basic needs, I would like to talk a little bit today. Not really about number one and number two, but basic needs as human beings. Basic needs as fellows. Because we all deserve an ear that listens. We all deserve the warmth feeling of a hug. We all deserve a word of encouragement. We all deserve to be offered help. We all deserve, including those who are sitting in the front rows as well, to be seen as a person. These are basic needs, and very frequently we hide them under the water because we think we are almighty. We escape when and where nobody can see us. That's when we escape, exactly as Pharaoh did to hide his basic needs. I don't need help, you may say. What can they tell me that I don't know? What is the point? Who is going to listen to me? I do not need others. I can do it by myself. And we end up not partially under the water, but totally under the water, like Pharaoh did. Because if you remember the end of the story, he ended under the water. The basic concept of swimming, of navigating life, is staying above water. That's it. Hiding your basic needs under the water will not make you stronger, better, and powerful. There is no shame in asking for help or asking a friend for 5 minutes to talk. There is no shame in saying, I don't know, and I am going to learn. At the end of the day, the waters are going to open, as did the waters of the Red Sea, and we will find out your basic needs. Hopefully, it won't be too late, as it was with Pharaoh. Hopefully, we'll be able to show, express, share our basic needs. The Talmud says there are basic needs as a parent need to take for his children: to circumcise, to do the Pidyon Haben, to teach them Torah, to help them in marriage, and teach them a profession. And some say to teach them how to swim too. I bet Pharaoh didn't study Talmud, and I bet Pharaoh did not know how to swim. But I hope many of us are going to start taking swimming lessons after Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.